So you're moving to Warrensburg and you don't know anything about the history. Well, I can help you with that. Today, we're gonna talk about one of Warrensburg's most famous residents, the late, the great, Butch Bruce Reed. Stay tuned. Oh, don't forget to like and subscribe right down below because I make a new video every single week all about Missouri and Warrensburg and Whiteman Air Force Base, and you're gonna wanna get notified. Also, my contact information is right down there. And if you're coming here, if you have any questions, do not hesitate. Reach out, send me a text, shoot me an email. I love talking to people. Today, friends, today in Warrensburg is Butch Reed Day. And what that is we have a awesome little festival celebrating the life of Butch Reed, who was a really cool, really amazing wrestler. And he's famous. So we have to have a day for him. And also, if you're in Warrensburg and you have an event, it also means like funnel cake, it means tons of good food, it means music, it means community, and it's such a great time. So who was Butch Reed? So he was born Bruce Franklin Reed in 1954, and he was an American football player and a wrestler, and he was born and raised here in Warrensburg, Missouri. And he was also a cowboy, a big cowboy, and he had this persona when he was a famous wrestler and as a cowboy, and a lot of people later on were like, oh, he plays a cowboy, but no, he was a cowboy. He actually broke and trained horses with his father and his grandfather his whole entire life. So that was not a persona, it actually was who he was, and he just carried that into the wrestling ring. So he was a star actually in the Mid-South wrestling circuit, and he also had really high profile wrestling tag team matches in the Worldwide Wrestling Federation. I never was a big wrestling person until I really started looking into who he was, and I was like, oh, that's really cool. Yeah, he also held a championship title with his tag team teammate Ron Simmons in the Worldwide Championship. In the World Championship of Wrestling. There we go, I said it right. Now, he recently passed away in 2021, but he is still remembered here, of course, in the wrestling world, but definitely here in Warrensburg by his family and his friends and all the people who knew him and the people who celebrated his legacy as a championship wrestler and as an amazing horse trainer. So yeah, we're just gonna talk to some people who actually knew him well and celebrate his life and what he left behind. Here we go. So here we are in downtown Warrensburg at the History Museum, the Museum of Warrensburg, and it's Bruce Reed Day. So we're just here walking around the museum and going to look at what they got set up outside, and it's gonna be a fun time. Stay tuned. What are you looking at, Mom?
Missouri's oldest national cash register still in use.
Wow.
Solid brass body, designed by Tiffany.
Oh, Tiffany's designed that? That's why it's so pretty looking.
Yeah. Who would have thought there'd be something designed by Tiffany in the Midwest?
So, as everyone knows who watches my channel, a Warrensburg event would not be a Warrensburg event without kettle corn and cheesecake on a stick. If you try to do an event here in this town and you do not have fair food, don't even bother. You look fantastic. fantastic.
Thank you so much. It's just all about my big brother. It's just all about big bro. Love you, Butch Reed. Love you to the bone.
Yeah. So can you tell me who you are?
Yes, I am Butch Reed's sister.
Okay.
He was a couple of years older than me. So he and we grew up all around the neighborhood. My mom and dad raised us on Water Street. Then we went to Market Street. And then after that, we were grown. So we didn't live up here on Main Street.
Yeah.
And me and my oldest brother, we were very close. And I miss him very, very much. As I do my mom, dad. And my mom and dad, we did have an older brother also. Older than Bruce.
Oh, wow.
And his name was Roosevelt Leon. And you know, so when my mother, when she lost him, my mom and dad, when he was 3 months old. So therefore, it was Bruce.
Yeah.
And then me. And all the rest of the 6 of us.
Oh, wow.
You know, so my mother had my mom and dad had a total of 9 kids. 9 kids.
Awesome.
And we just had a great time. Bruce, he was a good dude. I mean, you know, he had so many friends, you know, near and far. And then all the guys he grew up with here, you know, we grew up as we didn't look at color. We wasn't raised. They wasn't raised to look at it. We wasn't raised to look at it. We just had a glorious time.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so, as I said, we appreciate the Historical Society. And then I know my brother Tim, he really works closely with them, and they work closely with him because he's had a lot of input on this for his big brother.
Nice.
Yeah.
So was Butch always interested in wrestling? Was this something that just like came up one day, or was it something that he always was like, I'm gonna be a wrestler?
Well, what he was, he was always into football.
Okay.
And see, my brother would make weights. He would make weights out of a bucket.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like you get the gallon green beans.
Yeah.
Well, and my dad being construction and all, he knew how to mix that concrete.
Yeah.
So that's how he started with his weights. He put an iron pole in there and poured that cement. But his interest, he loved horses, of course. That was his first love, his Western world.
Yeah.
And he was really good at it. But football, he loved football. And but wrestling, he just you know, there was so many people after him because he was a free agent with the Chiefs.
Yeah.
And when he didn't go all the way with them, and because he was, like I said, he was a free agent, and he was drafted as a free agent, and so when he didn't do that, when he didn't, by being a free agent, stay on that team, he people approached him, wrestlers, professional wrestlers, approached him, and then he got into that sport also.
That's awesome.
So that's how he went professional with wrestling. But horses, Western world, that's just a common. Yeah. That's just a natural. Yeah. Because my great-grandpa Reed and my dad, which was Grandpa Reed, of course, was his dad, that's what they did. Yeah. They loved to train horses. Oh,
that's amazing.
And my grandfather, he worked with mules. So that's where he got with the Western side of him. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for talking to me about it.
Well, you're so very welcome.
I'm super excited about this video because I grew up all over the world, but mainly I call Warrensburg home. And when I was younger, I was like, well, who's Butch Reed? And then like my dad, actually, because my dad loved wrestling. He's like, oh, let me tell you all about it. And then when I saw that you guys, I love that you guys have we have Butch Reed Day here because
yes, I do too. And I'm so, like I said, I'm really want them to know the Honor Society. We really appreciate everything they've done.
What are we cooking today, ladies? Because it smells really good.
Fish and chicken and fish.
Oh.
Chicken and fish.
Yes.
And we got spaghetti and green beans.
Oh, that's awesome. I was saying on my channel, I talk a lot about how in Warrensburg, when we have an event, there is food. And it is always good food. So we do not have an event in this town without food.
You got to. Draw the crowd.
Exactly.
Draw the crowd.
Yeah, so can you tell me what your name is, who you are, and yeah, we'll go from there.
Okay, my name is Jennifer Reed Aldridge. I'm Bruce Reed's little sister.
Oh, awesome.
I live in Lee Summit now. Got 2 kids.
That's awesome.
But yeah, we're just down here enjoying the day for my bro.
Oh, that's
missing. So,
can you tell me, was he always interested in being a wrestler, or was football or horses his first love? Like, what do you?
I think all 3 was.
All 3?
All 3, but really, cowboy was his really big thing. His real big thing. So we keep it live like that with cowboys.
Yeah.
And wear our cowboy stuff. So, but yeah, cowboy I think would be his #1 passion.
#1 passion? That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you have a story or a memory or something that makes you kind of giggle or laugh or smile that you mind sharing with me and everyone on my YouTube page about your brother?
There's a lot of things we did, but I mean, some things I just can't share.
Oh yeah.
But I remember one time when we were coming down the highway. We were coming to Warrensburg, and he put that snuff in his mouth all the time. I hated it.
Yeah.
And so he was instead of him having his cup, he would spit it out the window. So I kept saying, "Don't spit it out the window, Bruce. Stop doing it." And then finally I got so mad I pulled over and I said, "Get out." And he wouldn't get out. And he said, "Okay, girl, I'll spit in the cook." But by the time we got here to my parents' house, it was all down the side of a truck.
Oh my God.
I was so mad. I was like, "You're gonna wash it," but he never did.
Hey, do you mind telling me what your name is?
Ronald Reed.
Awesome. Hi, Ronald. And what is your relationship to Butch?
Bruce is my
Or
big...
Bruce. Do you
Bruce.
say Bruce or
We call him
Butch?
Bruce.
Okay.
Butch is his TV, his TV name.
Okay.
Butch is his TV name.
Yeah.
His real name is Bruce. We call him Bruce.
Cool.
So he is my big brother. He's the oldest. I'm the youngest.
Uh-huh.
And that's it, bros.
That's awesome. So tell me, you obviously went to a lot of his like wrestling matches. Tell me, what was that like seeing your brother like wrestling these, you know, in the ring and stuff?
It was real exciting. It was real exciting. But then after a while, it's like second nature.
Yeah.
To us.
Yeah.
But they were all good shows. I mean, we had the best fun. We got to see him wrestle in the ring. And then when he came home, he wrestled us. So he did his moves on us all the time. So.
Oh, so he practiced his moves on you guys.
He practiced his moves on his brother and sister.
That doesn't seem necessarily fair because he's out there being a professional.
We know. Yes, we try to tell him that. But it doesn't matter. Once he's got a hold of you, he's not letting go. So, yeah, that's the type of big brother he was.
Oh, that's awesome. And so I know a big part of his persona was his cowboy, like being a cowboy. But that was more than just a persona, right? That was like
him.
That's who he was as a person.
That's who he is, exactly. There was no shame in his game of telling anybody of who he is and what he does. I mean, he was just outspoken.
Yeah.
And if you see him, you're never gonna not see him not in a cowboy hat.
Yeah.
Or in his boots.
Yeah.
That's exactly who he was. That wasn't fake. That is real. He is real cowboy. Him and my dad were real cowboys.
And they used to train horses too, right?
Yeah. He used to break horses and train them all the time. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Every summer I was out of school, that's what we did. Usually in the summer we break a whole bunch of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's you see stuff like that like on TV, but then I've never seen a horse being broken or trained, but it seems very dangerous.
It is. Yeah, you can get a few limbs broken.
Woo.
But yeah, they're big animals, so you got to be careful with what you're doing, and you got to know what you're doing.
Yeah.
If you don't, you're gonna wind up hurt. And thank God none of us ever got hurt like that.
Oh man, how was that having like a famous older brother when you were in high school?
It was fun.
Was that fun, or
I got a lot of challenges to wrestle.
Yeah, that's
so I had to wrestle a lot of people with a lot of people, but it's all good. We're all friends, so.
Oh, that's awesome.
Did a lot of that, yeah. And then it was awesome to have him meet my friends. So
yeah.
The most thing that might get you is every day being asked, when can I meet your brother? Or just having people show up at your house trying to see if he's there.
Oh my gosh, that'd be crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
So, have like a story that you would want to share with me, like something funny or silly, or just if you think your brother had some like funny, weird, crazy memory that you can say on camera they don't mind people hearing.
Well, the craziest thing with being around Bruce is his TV persona never leaves. That was him.
Oh, wow.
So it was always fun to hear him talk about somebody.
Yeah.
Because he could really dish it out.
Yeah.
He didn't mind taking it because he could dish it. So, and then just wrestling around with him on the holidays and stuff when he's home. Those are real fun. Those were real, especially with all us brothers, because it take all of us to gang up on him.
Oh my gosh.
And take him down and hold him down.
Oh,
and stuff like
that's awesome.
So yeah, that's real. It was real fun.
Yeah, it's real nice. The second annual Hacksaw Butch Reed Day.
Yeah.
And who all wants to participate are always welcome to come. They have car shows, people cooking, kettle corn.
Yeah.
It's got horse riding.
Yeah.
We had cornhole last year, but I don't know why they didn't want to this year. But it's pretty good. It's pretty, and the weather's great.
It is.
Yeah.
What is your name and what is your relation to the late great Butch Reed?
I'm his oldest son, Brian Reed.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And tell me, I ask people all the same questions, but because I love getting different stories. So your dad, he was a cowboy. Like it wasn't just a persona. Like for his wrestling, like he was all about horses and his love for breaking horses and training horses.
Yeah, he was born into it.
He's born into it. And do you also have a lot of horsemanship experience?
Not much. Not much. You know, I was just a hand.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah. So you're one of the workers.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's about it. When I'm around him or something like that, help him out.
Yeah.
It's just like I'm helping out his friend up here, JT McGee. You know, he missed him a lot too. He was one of his best friends.
Oh, cool.
I'm helping him out with his horses today.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So, what was it like having a famous wrestler for a dad?
Well, it was. I tell you what, growing up, it was all right. A lot of times, you know, during school, you know, you had kids want to.
Yeah.
I seen your dad, he did this, and I'm gonna try to do this to you.
Lord.
And, you know.
So did you get a lot of people trying to wrestle you?
Yeah.
Oh man, I can't imagine.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, and some of them, you know, if I'm a junior high, I had seniors, you know.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you know.
Oh my gosh.
Because I'm from a small town too, so yeah.
So, did your dad ever come home and like try to like practice his wrestling moves, like teach you how to do it too? And
he taught. Yeah, he put you in them. I mean, he was
really.
Sometimes we think he didn't know when the cameras were off.
Oh yeah.
But and he get in that mode. You know, anybody's a target.
Oh man.
And, yeah, I think he put me to sleep a couple times. One of my cousins, Jermaine, put him to sleep. I seen it on first hand. I said, that worked? He said, yeah, it worked.
Oh my gosh.
Like, so you got to wake him up in time too, because it's very dangerous. But
yeah,
it's because he had a lot of strength, a lot of power. And,
yeah, I can imagine.
Sometimes you was practice.
Oh no. So do you have a story that you would want to share with me and the rest of the world? Like a memory or something like silly or funny or something that like when you think of your dad that you think of and you're like, oh, that was funny.
There's millions, but...
One that is appropriate for all ages.
Oh. I'd say... he came to Dewey, Oklahoma, because I was going to school there, and that's where I grew up. I was born here in Warrensburg, and you know, ended up down there in Dewey with my mom. he came to football practice because they had a wrestling match going on that day.
Yeah.
And that was it was pretty neat. You know, I didn't know he showed up. He showed up early. And we was practicing and all. And somebody said, "Is that your dad?" Everybody just stopped looking. Like, oh wow, it is. And people started getting aggressive, real aggressive, practicing. It was pretty fun.
Oh, that's
and we
so
all
cool.
went to the match later on. I didn't have time to change. I was in football pads still. You know, we walking into the ring, so it was pretty fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Bobby.
Hi, Bobby.
You do fall down and hurt yourself?
I just stepped off a curb walking my dog. I'm old now, so I can't walk without breaking something.
Well, I know it. You just got to be more careful. What you got to do?
I am.
Sure. And you're not allowed.
Great shirt.
I'm the niece.
Oh, hi. Awesome. So can you tell me your name and tell me your relation to late great?
Bobby Reed and Bruce Reed, of course, was my brother, my oldest brother, about 5 years older than me.
Awesome.
And of course, we growed up here in Warrensburg, and we just kind of was the old boys that rode horses and corralled around. And bicycles back in the day was everybody else's thing. We rode horses. We rode the real thing.
Nice.
And we just kind of growed up here and went to school here, and we all graduated here and everything like that. And Bruce, when he went on, he went to the junior college down there in Oklahoma, and then he transferred down there when he got his 2 years out and come back to UMC and finished up there. But we just kind of got along as brothers and things, and of course it was 8 of us all together.
Yes, you guys. It was a really big,
we had to
family.
put them 2 sisters in there, you know.
I mean, it's
probably been better if it was all 8 boys, but they had to put them 2 girls up in there.
That.
Well, I don't know. I gotta watch how I say that, you know. But yeah, we just kind of had a great time here in Warrensburg, and kind of know everybody around. And
this is a great town.
You can't go around the corner without saying something to somebody because you know somebody.
It's
you know
true.
I mean? It's just like yesterday. I was trying to get somewhere, but I probably met 5 or 6 people, and you just can't get anywhere until you gotta see everybody.
Yeah. I love that about this town.
It's a nice town. I mean, it's a small town. If you come from a city, it's going to be something different.
Yeah.
But if you come from the country, it's a great town.
Yep. So, I 100% agree.
And so we've been here most of our life, all of our life, really. So, and I never got to leave, so I'm still here.
So you do barbecue, huh?
Yeah, we barbecue.
Ooh,
and we kind of we used to have a concession stand.
Yeah.
We used to travel and do barbecuing, and kind of got out of that. So now we just kind of bring this out for the family and any kind of other functions there is, and just kind of have a little fun like we're doing today, and
nice.
And meet friends and talk to old friends, talk old times, of course.
Yeah.
So that's all you can do.
I like it. Can you tell me a story? Keep it PG, because I got people of all ages that watch my videos. Tell me a story about your brother. It doesn't have to have anything to do with wrestling. It can have to do with horses, cowboys, whatever. When you think of him, is there a story that pops up that kind of makes you giggle or smile? Or not that you giggle, you're a grown man.
But no, as kids and things, Bruce was fascinating because he was the type of person, he was into his weightlifting and stuff like that. He started out a little scrawny kid and everything, and Bruce started getting into weights and things when he was probably about 12, 13 years old, and he stayed with it, and you see where it took him. It took him all the way to where he wanted to get, whether he had in his mind or not, but he built his physique to do what he wanted to do with, and he done great with it. Of course, we done the hayfield and all that kind of stuff, anything to build your body, and it just kind of where he wanted to go with it, and he was great with it. He's done a good thing with it, but that's kind of like our kid life. We all got along good together, and just done our own thing, and he'd be out under the tree lifting weights or something. So, And matter of fact, he made his own weights.
I heard your sister was telling me about that.
He made them out of concrete. He went and got sacks of concrete and made his own stuff, man.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was all good though.
That's perseverance right there.
Yeah, that's determination.
Yeah, that's like, I want to do something. I don't have any weights, so I'm going to make
what I'm going to do. Parents couldn't afford it back then. Everything's poor back then.
Yeah.
And Bruce just went out and made his own.
That's amazing.
Because our dad worked in concrete anyway.
Yeah.
So he'd find some concrete laying around or something, pour concrete weights and things.
Yeah.
He'd build what he could lift.
Man, that's definitely something to say for like, there is just no excuse if you want to do something. There's
you can find a way. You can find a way to do it, and he did. That's why he got to where he was.
That's awesome.
Doing that, so yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being on
well, thank you.
So, can you tell me what your name is and what your relation?
JT McGee, and Bruce was in the wrestling business first, and then I got in, and Harley's the one that trained me.
Oh wow!
And because Bruce advised me not to get in the business. Yeah, he did, and I went. Then when I went down to Mid-South after he left there, and just and I quit first, and then wrestling business, and family reasons, and then Gorilla Monsoon called us and wanted to do a tag team with a black and white cowboy team, and but then it was like we were in the negotiation stages, and then Gorilla passed away.
Oh no!
And yeah.
So one thing I think is really cool, learning more and more about Bruce Butch Reed, is that he really was a cowboy. Like it was not just
he had a
persona. Like,
he had a PRCA card. Yeah. Bulldog and steer wrestling. Yeah. And that horse he had, that Easy Cool, I helped train a couple bulldog horses with him, and I don't know if you know him. Pleasant Hill Rodeo, we both got barred from the Pleasant Hill Rodeo because he liked being in the saddle. Yeah. And of course he gets it from his dad and granddad. His granddad, John Henry Reed, was head of the mule barn, the old mule barn down there.
The old mule barn. Yep. That's right. Yeah, so there's a long history of horses and mules. That's awesome.
Did you know that 70% of the mules used in World War II
came from Warrensburg?
Yes.
Yes, actually I learned that from Bruce in one of the videos. I was like, oh my gosh, that's such a cool thing. Like Warrensburg is actually, we're like a small town, but we're mighty because our history like impacts the entire United States.
Yes. One thing from their grandpa John Henry Reed on down to Roosevelt, and the kids. They all know how to ride. They all know horses. Yeah. They all know how to ride. That's awesome. That's a fact. They can sit a saddle.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much.
And Jennifer's up there and Joyce. And
I interviewed all of them. Yep. I made them all talk to me.
Yeah, Jennifer's waiting to ride. But they all can ride. They all can sit a saddle.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, thank you so much for talking to me on camera. Thank you for letting me pet your beautiful horses. Oh.
Now, this is Big Molly, this is Sherry, and that's Cisco over there.
Beautiful. Well, thank you.
As a matter of fact, the last time Bruce and I rode together for the past, he liked, he just had a shine to her. He liked riding her. She did respond to it. Of course, you didn't cross the bruiser.
Yeah. Thank you guys for watching my video. Don't forget to like and subscribe right down below. I make a new one every single week. You're gonna want to get notified. Also, my contact information is right down below. If you're coming here, if you have questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Reach out, call me, text me, email me. I love talking to people. Talk to you soon.